Good afternoon. It's Word at Noon on Osrc television. My name is Rebbe Allen. Today is World Press Freedom Day. It is an annual observance to raise awareness of the importance of freedom of the press and remind governments of their duty to respect and uphold the right to freedom of expression. This year marks the 30th anniversary of World Press Freedom Day, 3 decades since it was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in 1993. The proliferation of independent media in many countries and the rise of digital technologies have enabled the free flow of information. However, media freedom, safety of journalists, and freedom of expression are increasingly under attack, which impairs the fulfillment of other human rights. The theme for this year's commemoration is freedom of expression as a driver of all other human rights, signifying the enabling elements of freedom of expression to enjoy and protect all other human rights. Director General of the National Commission for Museum and Monuments, Albert Tijani, has assured that the Commission will continue to remain resolute in ensuring that the wholeness and authenticity of Nigeria's common resources is preserved for the benefit of future generations. He disclosed this at the occasion of the 2023 International Day for Museum and Sites Day in Jos. The Director General explained that the Commission has put in place measures that will ensure it periodically reviews and updates in order to safeguard the nation's vast cultural heritage collections for the benefit of future generations. Professor Tijani added that this year's theme focused specifically on the effects of climate change and global warming. Schools administrators in Ondo State have assured conducive environment for students and teachers as schools resumed for 2022-2023 academic session. In all the schools visited in Akure, the Ondo State capital, principals applauded the impressive turnout of students, saying adequate measures have been put in place for the smooth running of the term. Omori Elagweji has details.
Very early on Tuesday, 2nd of May, academic session resumed for third term 2022-2023 after 3 weeks of break to usher in the third term. It was an impressive turnout on the first day of resumption. Students are expected to go through the principal test established by the school authorities to refresh and assess the students. The first port of call was Oyemekun Grammar School, Akure, where the school principal Ogunleye Okewu addressed the students on their expectations for the third term. According to him, over 3,700 students turned up on the first day.
I've just told them third term is the summary of the whole section and it's a examinations term. I've just told them this morning that in Oyemekun without English and Maths, no promotion. Even if you have 9 credits, if English and Maths is not there, no promotion. And in SSY you must have your core subjects. If you're in science class, you must have biology, chemistry, physics, Maths, and English.
Mrs. Omobolande Anyitete of St. Louis Grammar School, Akure, said the school is prepared to break more records. According to her, 3 of their students who had traveled to the United States of America to represent the country in an academic competition are back in school.
On Thursdays, we usually meet, the teachers and the management. That is where we start from. We prepare. If you move around now, the lesson notes of the teachers, everything, they are ready. And it was on that Thursday that they submitted their questions for principals and tests. And the students on their own side, they have printed their results. They have collected their results. So some of them, they already are aware of where they belong. So definitely most of them, we move around, you see most of them in the classes. They have started the principal's test already.
at the United CAC Grammar School, OSRC's camera lens caught the school principal, Mrs. Grace Adewumi, meeting with the school teachers on the best way to improve on the school's record.
The season we are now is rainy season, so by the time we got to the school this morning, the whole thing was bushy, but by the grace of God and with the efforts of God and the students, we have been able to cut down some gases. We're getting ready. Some class teachers have gone to their various classes to see to the classes so that the sitting arrangements will be properly done. The classes will be neat. By tomorrow, we will start the principal's test and all other things will follow.
Principal of Aquinas College, Adebisi Jimbola, on his own part, informed that proper arrangements have been made to ensure smooth running of the term, as classes were already treated for convenience of the students.
We've sprayed all the grasses with herbicides. Aside that, on Thursday last week, we had our statutory meeting where almost all the teachers were present, and we rolled out what we are going to do this time. Of course, they know they are experienced teachers, but we still have to tell them that these are the things that are expected of them.
All the school heads promised accelerated progress and improved performance of both staff and students in the 2022-2023 academic session in line with government's goals. Omoriola Mbiji, OSRC News.
Still on education, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has released the results of the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) conducted between Tuesday, April 25 and Monday, May 1. According to the board's head public affairs and protocol, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, a total of 1,595,779 candidates had registered to take the examination in 708 computer-based test CBT centers in 105 examination towns in the country. Benjamin said the results excluded candidates who were rescheduled to take their examination on Saturday, May 6, and those who were absent. He listed all the excluded candidates as those under investigation, as well as those of visually impaired candidates, saying their results were undergoing processing. President-elect Bola Tinubu has arrived at Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, ahead of the inauguration of some projects in the oil-rich state. Tinubu, who was invited at the instance of Governor Nyesom Wike, was received by the governor and his entourage at the Port Harcourt International Airport. Supporters of the governor were also present to receive Tinubu as they were allowed into the tarmac area under strict security control. The governor has declared today as a holiday, appealing to Rivers residents to come out en masse to welcome the president-elect. President Muhammadu Buhari says the repositioning of Nigerian military through training, networking and equipping will turn it into a force of global reckoning, urging officers to keep giving their best to the nation. The president said these are the commissioning of a nationwide secure defense headquarters communications network in Abuja. Buhari assured that the federal government will sustain its role in meeting the demands of the armed forces by evolving necessary initiatives to enhance their position. Chief of Defense Staff General Loki Rabo noted that the commissioning of the project was the commission of President Buhari's directives in 2021 that the defense headquarters must ensure that farmers displaced by insurgency went back to their farms, noting that the project would ensure secure communication for the military in carrying out its responsibilities. Following the arrest of a runaway Adamawa State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Udu Yunusa Ari, by the police 2 weeks after a controversially announced the result of rerun election in Adamawa, Governor Amadou Fintiri has hailed the arrest as a welcome development, saying it remained an important first step in upholding the rule of law. Fintiri also asked the authorities concerned to ensure diligent prosecution of the case to its logical conclusion. He described the failed electoral haste as a civilian coup that must not conform to the narratives of the nation's penchant for impunity and circumvention of the rule of law. The police had confirmed Harry's arrest through the force spokesman Muyiwa Adejobi. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria FAN has ordered all illegal occupants to relocate from all airport lands for their own safety and security. FAN General Manager Corporate Affairs Faithful Hope Ivabe said the recent demolition of 13 houses by the organization posed dangers to the operations of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. Mrs. Hope Ivabe explained that the area of land currently housing the airport was acquired for public use by the federal government through the Lands Acquisition Ordinance of the government official gazettes. She warned that the removal of illegal structures is also scheduled to be carried out at all other airports that have similar challenges. No fewer than 354 stranded Nigerians who were successfully evacuated from the war-prone Sudan are expected to arrive Nigeria today. Under the arrangement, NAF C-130 airplane is expected to airlift 80 citizens, while Air Peace is to airlift 274. The airplanes have been at Aswan, Egypt since Sunday, pending their further signal about the clearance of the stranded Nigerians by the Egyptian authorities. Chairman, Nigeria's in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, who alongside Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, interfaced with the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, affirmed that all the stranded Nigerians would be home soon. At least 95 people have been killed in western Rwanda in flooding triggered by heavy rains. Governor of Rwanda's western province, Francois Abitekego, confirmed the latest death toll. Abitekego said the rain started at about 6 p.m. on Tuesday, causing the river Sabera to burst its banks. According to the Rwanda Meteorology Agency, the East African nation is expected to receive above average rainfall in May. Palestinian armed groups have fired salvos of rockets from Gaza into southern Israel after an Islamic Jihad leader died in Israeli custody following an 87-day hunger strike. It was the first of such death in more than 3 decades. Kada Adnan, who was awaiting trial, was found unconscious in his cell and taken to a hospital where he was declared dead after efforts to revive him. Akintunde Apishamola has details.
A Palestinian Islamic Jihad leader has died in Israeli custody after an 87-day hunger strike. Israeli prison services said Kada Adnan, who was awaiting trial, was found unconscious in his cell and taken to hospital where he was declared dead after efforts to revive him. He had previously refused the service's medical care. Disputes in the prison services account, Adnan's lawyer Jamil El-Khatib and a doctor with a human rights group who recently met him accused Israeli authorities of withholding treatment. It's the first such fatality in more than 3 decades, and tensions around the Gaza Strip spiked as Islamic jihadists swore revenge. Hundreds of people took to the streets of Gaza to rally in support of Adnan and mourn his death. Israeli military said 3 rockets were fired into Israel from the Strip. In his hometown near Jenin in the Israeli-occupied West Bank, Adnan's 9-year-old son Ali led the protest march. Carried on a man's shoulders, Ali chanted, "Qadar, you are a hero," as Palestinian men chanted back. there were no immediate claim of responsibility for the Gaza rockets reported by Israel. Since 2011, Adnan had conducted at least 300 hunger strikes in protest of his detentions without charges by Israel. According to the Palestinian Prisoners Association, Adnan had been arrested by Israel 12 times, spending around 8 years in prison, mostly under so-called administrative detention or detention without charges. Israel says such detentions are required when evidence cannot be revealed in court due to the need to keep intelligence sources secret. Palestinians claim they deny due process of law. The prison services said that this time Adnan was arrested and indicted in an Israeli military court on charges that included links to an outlawed group and incitement of violence. Akintunde Akinshemola for Osrc News.
A man suspected of killing 5 of his neighbors in Texas has been arrested after U.S. police found him hiding in a cupboard underneath a pile of laundry. Francisco Oropeza, who was detained north of Houston, was several kilometers from his hometown in the small town of Cleveland, where the shootings happened on Friday. Oropeza is accused of attacking his neighbors after they allegedly asked him to stop practicing with his rifle as the noise was keeping a baby awake. The arrest of the 38-year-old Mexican national brings to an end a 4-day manhunt that swept up law enforcement officials across multiple jurisdictions, including the FBI. And on sports, Nigeria will battle Morocco in their second Group B match at the Under-17 African Cup of Nations AFCON in Constantine. The Golden Eagles are expected to fight to the end to clinch 3 points and move up top of the group. The Maghreb leads Group B with 3 points and 2 goals from their 2-0 victory over South Africa on match day 1, while the Golden Eagles are second also with 3 points, but with only a goal following their opening day 1-0 win over Zambia. Coach Nduka Ogade has admitted there were lots of areas of concern for the Eagle in their opening game, but they have worked to do better. Still from the sporting arena, former Super Eagles midfielder Wilson Oruma has dispelled the rumor that he was bedridden and fighting for his life. Oruma noted that he is fine and healthy and appeared happy knowing people cared for him.
Every support you'll be giving to me, much love you showed to me and my family, Eddie and Sam, thank you so much. I never knew people loved me so much like that. I appreciate and I celebrate you all. Thank you so much. But then see, I'm well at Eddie, good. No, looking so cute. And today is 2nd of May. Should play this video today just to tell everyone that I'm good and so much love from them. I appreciate them so much. One love to
And former professional footballer Wilson Oruma speaking on his state of health. Still on sports, Argentina captain Lionel Messi has been suspended by Paris Saint-Germain for 2 weeks after traveling to Saudi Arabia without the club's permission this week. The trip followed the French club's home defeat by Lorient on Sunday, in which Messi played the full 90 minutes. Messi will not train or play for PSG during the period of his suspension. Reports have it that the 35-year-old asked permission to make the journey to carry out commercial work, but was refused. And with that sports story, we conclude Word at Noon. Thanks so much for watching. Good afternoon.